These are illusions of popular history, which a successful religion must promote. Evil men never prosper. Only the brave deserve the fair. Honesty is the best policy. Actions speak louder than words. Virtue always triumphs. A good deed is its own reward. Any bad human can be reformed. Religious talismans protect one from demon possession. Only females understand the ancient mysteries. The rich are doomed to unhappiness. From the instruction manual, Missionaria Protectiva. "I am called Muriz," the leathery Fremen said. He sat on a cavern rock in the glow of a spice lamp, whose fluttering light revealed damp walls and dark holes which were passages from this place. Sounds of dripping water could be heard down one of those passages, and although the water sounds were essential to the Fremen paradise, the 6 bound men facing Muriz took no pleasure from the rhythmic dripping. There was a musty smell of a death still in the chamber. A youth of perhaps 14 standard years came out of the passage and stood at Muriz's left hand. An unsheathed crysknife reflected the pale yellow from the spice lamp as the youth lifted the blade and pointed it briefly at each of the bound men. With a gesture toward the youth, Muriz said, "This is my son, Asan Tariq, who is about to undergo his test of manhood." Muriz cleared his throat, stared once at each of the 6 captives. They sat in a loose semicircle across from him, tightly restrained with spice fiber ropes which held their legs crossed, their hands behind them. The bindings terminated in a tight noose at each man's throat. Their still suits had been cut away at the neck. The bound men stared back at Muriz without flinching. 2 of them wore loose, off-world garments which marked them as wealthy residents of an Arakeen city. These 2 had skin which was smoother, lighter than that of their companions, whose sere features and bony frames marked them as desert-borns. Muriz resembled the desert dwellers, but his eyes were more deeply sunken, whiteless pits which not even the glow of spice lamp touched. His son appeared an uniformed copy of the man, with a flatness of face which did not quite hide the turmoil boiling within him. "Among the cast out we have a special test for manhood," Muriz said. "One day my son will be a judge in Shulok. We must know that he can act as he must. Our judges cannot forget Jakarutu, and our day of despair. Krasilek, the typhoon's struggle, lives in our hearts." It was all spoken with the flat intonation of ritual. One of the soft-featured city dwellers across from Muriz stirred, said, "You do wrong to threaten us and bind us captive. We came peacefully on Uma." Muriz nodded. "You came in search of a personal religious awakening. Good. You shall have that awakening." The soft-featured man said, "If we—" Beside him a darker desert Fremen snapped, "Be silent, fool! These are the water stealers. These are the ones who we thought wiped out." "That old story," the soft-featured captive said. "Jakarutu is more than a story," Muriz said. Once more he gestured to his son. "I have presented Asan Tariq. I am Arifa in this place, your only judge. My son too will be trained to detect demons. The old ways are best." "That's why we came into the deep desert," the soft-featured man protested. "We chose the old way, wandering in—" "With paid guides," Muriz said, gesturing to the darker captives. "You would buy your way into heaven." Muriz glanced up at his son. "Asan, are you prepared?" "I have reflected long upon that night when men came and murdered our people," Asan said. His voice projected an uneasy straining. "They owe us water." "Your father gives you 6 of them," Muriz said. "Their water is ours. Their shades are yours, your guardians forevermore. Their shades will warn you of demons. They will be your slaves when you cross over into the Alam al-Mithal. What do you say, my son?" "I thank my father," Asan said. He took a short step forward. "I accept manhood among the cast out. This water is our water." As he finished speaking, the youth crossed to the captives. Starting on the left, he gripped the man's hair and drove the crysknife up under the chin to the brain. It was skillfully done to spill the minimum blood. Only the one soft-featured city Fremen protested, squalling as the young youth grabbed his hair. The others spat at Asan Tariq in the old way, saying by this, "See how little I value my water when it's taken by animals." When it was done, Muriz clapped his hands once. Attendants came and began removing the bodies, taking them to the death still where they could be rendered for their water. Muriz arose, looked at his son who stood breathing deeply, watching the attendants remove the bodies. "Now you're a man," Muriz said. "The water of our enemies will feed slaves. And my son." Asan Tariq turned an alert and pouncing look upon his father. The youth's lips were drawn back in a tight smile. "The preacher must not know of this," Muriz said. "I understand, father." You did well, Maurice said. Those who stumble upon Shuluk must not survive. As you say, Father. You are trusted with important duties, Maurice said. I am proud of you.